Hello and welcome to another Healing the Child Within. Are you ready to party like purple? Got my purple on today. Today we're going to be talking about your favorite music and how it might be creating lack in your life. A lack in your finances, a lack of abundance, a lack of prosperity, a lack in your health. What? Music? How can that happen? Well, if you're interested, stay tuned as I bring you more of Healing the Child Within based on my best-selling book, Healing the Child Within, Life is All About Choices. Okay, so let's get started on today's message because I'm really excited about this. You know, when I learned this, I was like, whoa, what? Are you kidding me? It was just like such an aha moment for me. So now let's think about your favorite music. But before we get to that point, get your favorite music in mind, just start thinking about it. Before I get to that point, I want to remind you that everything that you believe to be true was created somewhere in childhood between the ages of birth to about 8 to 12 years of age. That's where we learn all of our beliefs, and all of those beliefs has a feeling and an emotion attached to it. And we learn these either from the way people teach us, from what we intuit by the people around us and our surroundings, our environment. And we are either taught this is truth or we intuit, we infer based on how we experience life. And remember, there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad, there just is. And when you can keep telling yourself that, nothing's right, nothing's wrong, everything just is, then it's a lot easier to stop being so judgmental on yourself. Okay, so now let's think about this. When you're sad, if you are the type of person who has specific music, like this is my sad music, this is what I listen to when I'm sad, I want you to think about what that does to your energy, because remember, everything is energy, right? Right. Feelings and emotions are energies. Your feelings are driving the bus of your life. What you're feeling, based on what you're thinking about, is the vibration that you're putting out into the universe, and whatever you're sending out is what the universe is going to send back to you in kind. So if you're the kind of person where when you get down, you like to listen to your favorite sad song, and it just, you know, puts you in that mood of sadness. You really need that. Now, here's one thing that I want to mention before we get any further on this is that it's not, remember, there's no right or wrong. So it's not that you should not be listening to this music or any kind of music. It doesn't matter what your favorite music is. We simply want to be aware. We want to be aware of our feelings at all times. We want to be aware of when we're feeling negative emotion, sadness, fear, lack, stress, whatever those negative emotions are. And we want to make sure that if we are doing something or listening to something or saying something, how we are either adding to that negative emotion or trying to move away from that negative emotion. Because most people, when they're sad, what do they want to do? They want to call their friends or family members and they want to talk about it. This is why I'm feeling this way. This is what happened, and go on and on and on and on about it. Now, remember, that's not to say that you can't grieve. That's not to say that you can't ever be sad. It's not to say that you can't ever feel what you're feeling. By all means, feel what you're feeling. My intention for this message today is to show you how easy it is to be feeling something and then create expanded feelings of sadness, lack, remorse, guilt, all those negative feelings. And When you are listening to music or talking to your friends or, sharing your story about this is what happened and this is, oh my gosh, and blah, 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 and you're putting it out there, you're sharing that story with specific energy, and it's negative energy. And when you sing, if you are one to sing to the lyrics, when you start singing, you are expanding your vibration on that. So if you're singing about something that's really sad or really desperate or really frustrating, it's like you are expanding that feeling to the universe. Now, remember, nothing is instantaneous. It's not like you think a sad thought or I don't know, a negative thought and bam, lightning's going to strike. That's not how it works. But if you are feeling emotional about a breakup or your health or your career or your finances or your spiritual expansion of self, whatever it is that you're feeling negative about, if you are one to pull out the music and start listening to your favorite songs and just go down into that and really feel into it, what you're actually doing is you are increasing that negativity. Now, here's something that really amazed me as well when I learned this. Not only are we doing that in a specific moment, I'm sad today, this makes me sad, I'm going to bring out my sad songs or watch my sad movies or whatever it is that we need to just stay in that negative energy. And when it's music specifically, the lyrics are catchy. Yes? Right. And they stay with us. Think about maybe the advertisement jingles that you hear over and over and over. If you're one to watch television, then you will hear things over and over and over and over. And of course, that's what the companies are counting on. They're counting on you thinking about these songs over and over and over and over and over and over in your head. So one of the songs I think about, and this, oh my gosh, I think it was in the 60s, this song came out. It was a shampoo commercial, and I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair, but it was about shampoo. And it's interesting, sometimes when all these years later, I can be in the shower shampooing my hair and that song comes into my mind. So of course, if you're aware of it, when the song comes into your mind and you are paying attention to your energy and your feelings and emotions at that time, chances are it's just going to be the lyrics to a song and you're going to smile, shrug, and say, oh yeah, okay, that came back around. That was pretty cool. But if it's something that is in your subconscious mind that you tend to bring up when you're feeling sad or when you're feeling negative emotions, do you see how now that is, it's a pattern within you. It's a habit that you have. So if you wake up one day and let's just say you're really depressed and frustrated about your finances, and you start thinking about it and all you can think about is, this is never going to change. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And you just feel like you're in that minutia of, I just don't know how I'm going to climb out of this. And I just want to go out in the garden and eat worms. And today's going to be the day where I just stay in bed and pull the covers over my head because I can't handle today. And so you're listening to this sad music and it is vibrating more intensely for you. It's creating your feelings and emotions to vibrate more intensely because you're really getting into it. You're thinking about why you're sad. You're thinking about why you're emotional. You're thinking about this song, and then you're really getting into it. I can remember there was a country western song when I was younger, Tammy Wynette, Divorce. And that was really popular, something that my parents used to play. So of course, when my parents got divorced and I would hear that song over and over and over in my head, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you. I felt like just the most lost person. And I would listen to those lyrics and it would send me spiraling, and I would feel sorry for myself, and I would feel like this is so horrible what's happening, and keep reliving the emotions over and over and over. And that's not to say that that song is a bad song. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hear like, oh, that's a great song. Of course it's a great song. It is a great song. Every song is a wonderful song. Everything is wonderful. Everything has contrast. Everything could be wonderful. Everything could be not so wonderful. But the point of this message today is to help you be aware of where your negativity may be coming from. So if you are having challenges with your finances and you're feeling low and you're feeling really negative, and your go-to help, right? Your go-to support system is to listen to this music, and you're like already feeling down. So you're going to listen to music that's going to make you feel more down. Then you wonder why your abundance isn't shifting in the way that you want it to shift, or that your prosperity isn't shifting in the way that you want it to shift. Maybe there's something about your health that you are really so distraught over, and you are allowing yourself to stay low, stay with this low vibrational energy. Because you see, music can pick us up and it can tear us down, right? I don't know about any of you that have seen Top Gun Maverick right now, but when I listen to that song that Lady Gaga sings, oh my gosh, I had to get out some Kleenexes. And when I was listening to the lyrics based on the movie, it just brought tears to my eyes. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so moving. Now, you know, that kind of moving is good for me. It was good for me. I was like, wow, because it really gave me that experience of towards the end of the movie to just feel everything that that movie was all about. And that's what music can do in a movie or a television show. But also think about your favorite TV show that you watch over and over and over, and you know the theme song, and you sing it over and over and over and over and over again. Whether you realize it or not, it's in your subconscious, and you are bringing that up for whatever experience you need to bring that up for, because that's your thing. That's what resonates with you. That's what comes to mind. So if it's something that is really lifting you up, really picking you up, really vibrating, that's wonderful, especially if you're feeling negative. But if it's something that's pulling you down, tearing you down, you owe it to yourself to be very aware of what you're listening to and why you're listening to it. And again, as I said earlier, sometimes when we're feeling sad, we just need to sit and feel really sad. We just need to climb inside of ourselves and say, oh my gosh, I just need this time for me right now. And you feel sad and you feel through it, because remember, resistance, that's not going to get you anywhere. What we resist persists. So if there's something that you need to heal through, and you can't get to that point where you're feeling really sad, perhaps a sad song will start getting you there. The lyrics or the theme or whatever it is about it that just pulls you down. And some of the songs can just wrap you in a blanket and comfort you, like, yeah, this is where I need to be right now. But again, the message for today is about being aware of how this is affecting your finances, your health, your prosperity, your abundance, your relationships. You know, it's interesting because there's so many songs out there about breakups, right? There are songs about, I'm so sad that we had the breakup. There are songs about getting even. There are songs about taking a Louisville Slugger to the headlights. I mean, there are all kinds of songs out there. Earl's in the Trunk. I mean, there are all kinds of songs that tap into all kinds of things. And the thing is that these songs can be fun. These songs can be uplifting. These songs can make you feel like, yeah, man, I'm not going to take this anymore. They can give you that sense of lifting you up when you feel like you just can't handle it anymore. Or they can keep you feeling down. And again, I'm going to stress that sometimes we need to feel down. We can't be happy all the time. Anyone that goes around, oh, I'm happy, I'm wonderful, I'm fine, I'm great. Possibly that person is not really paying attention to their feelings. They're not really being open to what they're feeling. And if you do not know what you're feeling at any given moment, then basically you're walking around saying, hey, I'm just going to let happen whatever is going to happen. And we are in charge. We have the power. We create our reality. Most people think that we create our reality from without. If I have a new car, I'm going to be happier. If I have that new house, I'm going to be happier. If I have that awesome relationship, I'm going to be happier. But the thing is, no matter where we go, no matter who we're with, no matter how much money is in the bank or how much money is not in the bank, it all starts within. It starts with a thought. And that thought keeps compounding and compounding. So if you don't know what you're thinking, and then you don't know what you're feeling, and then once you get to that feeling and you understand, yes, this is what I am feeling about this situation or experience. And then the next step is to identify the belief. Why do I believe this is happening? Why do I believe I feel this way? Why do I believe? Ask yourself that question over and over. Why do I believe? And then the next question you can ask yourself is this true? Now, for many of you who are just starting this work or might not have heard about inner work and mastering your beliefs, your answer to that would be, well, of course it's true. Look around. Do you see the balance in my bank account? Do you see, the number on the scale? Do you see that I'm not healthy? Do you see that my relationships are just awful? My career is awful. See, you look around and you see these experiences that you're having, and you tend to believe that this is your life, that this is what you're stuck with. And then what do? Then we're feeling low, and then we go listen to music that allows us to be in the flow of feeling low, and we just keep adding to it and adding to it until we just are kind of floating on that sea of negativity. And when we are not aware that we have the power to step out of it, this is where we can continue spiraling downward and downward. And it doesn't matter. Someone you really, really love can look at you and go, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you. Can't you just snap out of it? Can't you be happy? Can't you try to think of the wonderful things that you have? Can't you try to think about, the things that you do have instead of thinking about the things that you don't have? But more than likely, when you're feeling really low, like you're feeling depressed or sad or angry or left out, whatever you're feeling, when someone is telling you to look at something different and you can't quite grasp where they are, you can tend to pull away from that person. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be around you. I don't like the way you just are not paying attention to me being sad. Now, again, you have every right to be as sad as you want for as long as you want to be sad. You can be as angry as you want for as long as you want to be angry. You can be as depressed as you want for as long as you want to be depressed. But here's the thing. We all come to that point where it's like a fork in the road, right? It's like a linear stick here. Let's just take this stick here and look. And so you're in the middle, and you can fork left towards negativity, or you can fork right towards positive. But the feelings that come over us when we're in that negative mindset, that negative energy, feeling, vibration, and then the beliefs that go with that. Remember, a belief is a thought that you think over and over and over and over again. So now let's go back to some of those lyrics, some of those songs that you've been singing to yourself since you were little. Something that you just know by heart and it just comes to your mind and you start humming it, or it's a go-to song when you're feeling sad. And you turn into this emotionally, and you just think, yes, it's like, I'm just going to pull this over me like a blanket, and I'm just going to sink into this negativity that I'm feeling, because I have every right to just feel rotten, awful, gosh, just ugh. And you do. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. The only person that can pull you out of it is you. So if you are aware, and that's what this message is all about today, being aware of the songs that you listen to or your go-to music when you're feeling negative emotions, when you're feeling down and out, what would happen if you start changing up the music? And then maybe just moving to the music a little bit, because I want you to think about something. Remember, everything is energy. And chances are, if you're feeling depressed, sad, lonely, angry, upset, you're not going to be moving very much. You're not moving your whole body. You're not really just, I don't want to say you're not getting enough exercise. I'm going to just say movement, okay? So what would happen if you start listening to songs that are a little more upbeat? And maybe you just start swaying to that, because it's a different kind of energy. It's a different kind of feeling. All you need is 16 seconds of something that feels so positive to you. And then you keep going from there. Another 16 seconds, another 16 seconds. But let's go back to that stick, right? We all have that decision point. Life is all about choices. No, I just want to feel depressed. No, I just want to feel down and out, sad and lonely. I just want to keep forking to the left, this negativity. Or we can say, well, okay, maybe I'm done with that. I want to feel better. And then we start moving the scale, just maybe just inches a little bit towards this positivity. And this is where the happy list comes in. I'm really fond of 3 really super tools for turning your negatives into positive. And one of them is the happy list. I believe everyone should have a happy list, and there should be at least 100 things on your happy list. And I also think it's a really good idea to keep your happy list on your phone, because usually most of us have our phone with us at all times, right? So when you're down and out, when you're thinking about something that just keeps you feeling negative, your happy list is that opportunity to look at it and you say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just going to give you a couple from my list. Iced tea, a glass of iced tea with lots of ice. That's one of the things that makes me really happy. And I think about that, and I think about, you know, how the condensation is on the outside of the glass and that sip of tea, and how it just feels so cool and refreshing. And that can just wash over me, because it's not just thinking of that happy experience, it's experiencing the happy experience. But maybe something's going on in my life and I look at that and iced tea is not doing it for me. This is why it's so awesome to have at least 100 things on your list. And here's another thing on my list. I love thinking about my brother's laugh. When my brother is happy and just laughing, and some of the crazy things that we've done together, that can really light me up. When I think about my children when they were younger, and some of the things that they did, and some of the things that would just crack me up as a parent, that can do it for me. I mean, there are so many awesome experiences on my happy list, but not every one of them is what I need at that time. But there are also titles to songs on my happy list, because there are certain songs that I know as soon as I read the title, I'm like, oh yeah, I feel that right there, right there. One of them is I've Got the Power by Snap. I can listen to that and it just like lights me up. Whatever your song is for you, know what your song is doing to your energy, because it's so important for you to know who you are. What does that mean, know who you are? To know who you are means you are love and light. You were born of love and light. You will always be love and light. That's who you are. So anytime that you're feeling anything less than love and light, like not feeling so hot today, or not feeling so proud of myself today, or oh, I said this and I feel really bad about that, you find yourself beating yourself up over and over and over for something that you did, and you keep shooting all over yourself saying, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done that, I should have done this instead. And you are completely beating yourself up over and over and over again. You see, that's taking you away from the love and the light that you are. That's not true. That's not who you are. And if that's your pattern of habit and you want to change that, by all means, change it, shift it, move it around. But remember, for change to happen, you have to step out of that loop. We talked about this last week in last week's show. You have to step out of the loop of your habit. That loop that you get into, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and you just don't understand, like, why is my life this big mess? Why can't I get out of this? Well, it's because you are continuing to make the same choices day in and day out, and you're hoping for different results. Well, that's the definition of insanity. So pay attention to your music. What music are you reaching for when you're feeling down and out? Now, chances are when you're feeling down and out, you're not going to reach for something peppy, because that's not how you're feeling in the moment. Again, allow yourself to be where you are. Allow yourself to feel through what you need to feel through. And if you want any help with this, I encourage you to visit my website at masteringyourbeliefs.com. Look around, get your free download, take the e-course, whatever calls to you, because everything is an inside job. And when there's something that you really want, let me just tell you, you deserve to have it. You deserve to have everything that you want and more. You get what you ask for, and then you expand from there. This is an ever expanding universe. So we can ask for something, we can receive it, we can say, whoa, I love this, now give me more. And this is what abundance is all about. This is what prosperity is all about. You just keep staying on that high level of energy and that feeling of you are all that and a box of chocolates, and you just keep going. You're like, thank you, be in gratitude. Thank you, universe, give me more. Thank you, universe. Because it's all about how you're putting yourself out there, how you're thanking the universe, how you are contributing or not contributing to your positivity, to your love and light that you are. You have the power. And today's message is all about helping you to be aware of what your music is doing for you or to you. Is it allowing you to be really positive, or is it encouraging you to be negative, to stay in that place of I don't want to feel like this, I don't want to feel like this, so I'm going to listen to that song because this song is saying exactly how I feel, and I'm just going to stay here? Or do you want to choose 16 seconds of something that makes you happy, and then just keep going, just keep forking in that direction, keep going little bit by little bit? Remember, inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it can be hard. The choice is yours. Life is all about choices. If you have any questions, just let me know. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.